Hi everyone. So I'm at my native now and Lohit won't be joining us for a few videos. Don't mind the cap on my head because believe me, my native is so very hot. Today we have a 2000 Hyundai Santro, the year 2000. Anyway, before we get on with the review, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we have loads of content coming and we're doing this for a reason as I've said before. So yeah, please do subscribe. Anyway, I'm Shyam Manith and you're watching Hyper Automobiles. Let's start off this review by talking about the design of the Santro. So as you can see, it's pretty old. You have these round egg-like headlights. Over there, all are halogens, no LEDs at that time. With a small grille over here, split into two halves, and with a cute small Hyundai logo. It is, believe me, it's very small. And then what I love about Hyundai is they have no fakery, no fake vents. So if you see, like it's full official vents, all are official. Even down here, everything's official. I love that about Hyundai. They don't fake anything much. And then here, if you see, this is not equipped with the fog lights, the particular one. But yeah, that's a very simple front. But I would say that the highlighted part of the front is a bumper because it bulges out a bit. And yeah, you'll see it in the back also because you see this kind of grayish matte finish. It's a plastic bumper which kind of bulges out and takes the attention, which holds a number plate. Anyway, that I don't know, it looks good, pretty nice from the front. And coming over to the side, you see there are not many bonnet crease, not many body creases. Like you have one over here which goes like an arrow and then just attaches over there to the rear wheel. Here you have the indicators. So the indicators are here. They're not on the mirrors. The mirrors are very simple. And then you have the antenna over here, very old school. It's, you have to, pull it up. You don't have it over there. So the roof is blank, full blank, no sunroof, nothing, no shark fin antenna. Even the doors, if you see, they're not frameless doors, as you can see. They have frames and yeah, close them. Even see the locks. The locks are also very old. You push them to lock, pull them to unlock. And this is how you unlock the car. So if you want to unlock the car, you have to put the key over here. There's no keyless entry, there's no buttons. And if you see the door handles, even they are pretty old, not the modern ones. But what I like about this is you have a huge, glass opening. The window space is huge. I'm going to show that in a minute. And then coming on the side, yeah, and doors are pretty wide opening, I would say. You can see it over here. They open pretty wide. You have space to go inside. And then coming out to the wheels, what wheels do you get here? So you get 13s as standard, and it's only 13s. You can't upgrade them to anything else. And if you see the hubcaps, these are pure hubcaps. You have the Hyundai kind of logo, which is embossed in the middle. You have 4 lug nuts. That's about the wheels. Now coming out to the back of the car. So yeah, this is the back, and as you can see, huge rear windshield. So this rear windshield is like very huge. So you get an awesome visibility from the driver's seat to the back. If you see the rear view mirror, it's very nice. You have the Hyundai badging over here. So nothing is in chrome or nothing is a 3D effect. It's completely stickers. It's a Hyundai and it's a Euro 2. So it came in many variants. This is a Euro 2. And it says Santro over here. Again, no chrome treatment, no 3D feel, nothing like that. It's only stickers. And this is how you open the boot. So everything is pretty much very simple in this car. You open the boot like this, you open the doors like this, all are like that. We have the small cute Hyundai logo over here. I think the same size as the front. As I've said before, the bumper is highlighted. So the bumper is kind of bulged out a bit. That grabs attention. You have these kind of cuts over here to make it look, I don't know, sleek. I'm not sure. Some small cuts over here. You have the mud flap nicely, embroidered kind of thing into the bumper. Then you have one exhaust right over here. Coming out to the tail lights. The tail lights also, yeah, complete halogens. It's split into 2 circles. So the first circle is pretty much only the brake light, and this one, it is for the indicators / hazard lamps. All are halogens, no LEDs. Now just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to lock it, and then you put the key over here, turn it to the left. It unlocks. Now let's get on to the interior. So now coming to the interior. So first thing I'm going to say, very simple interior. And again, let's start off with the steering wheel. So the steering wheel over here, very simple. You have almost nothing over here. You don't have those bulky handle kind of things where you grab the steering wheel, and you also don't have any steering motor controls. Like, it's pretty much nothing. It's just a plain horn and you have the logo over here. That is also not in chrome or anything. Very simple. The stalks over here for the lights, for the wipers, speedometer. The speedometer, yeah, it goes till 180. You know it won't. Its top speed is around 130, somewhere there. The fuel gauge over here. No rev counter, no tachometer. You have the thing that shows whether the engine is cold or hot. Coming to the infotainment system, and I don't know whether to call it an infotainment system. I think it's better calling it a radio. So coming to the radio of the car, very simple. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm using the word simple too many times, but I'm telling you, this car is really that simple again. Okay, so the radio is pretty, I don't know, it's well balanced kind of, but like these buttons are a bit too small, because you see this power button, mute button, they're a bit too small. Like I need kind of this size kind of buttons, not that chunky also, but whatever, very small buttons. It's easy, it's not that easy to go within radio, but once you get it, it's fine. And then coming to the climate controls over here, you have the fan speed, AC, you have where the AC should come, and then yeah, that's all the controls over there. Coming to the center console, so the center console, you have two cup holders, and yeah, one is kind of higher than the other, so one is deeper, so if you want to keep something else you can keep. But one thing I found out a flaw was, you know, it can't hold this kind of a bottle. I don't know, it's 500 or 750, I'm not sure what it is, but it can't hold this because it kind of scrapes with this thing under the climate control. I'm not sure why it's like that. Maybe it was designed like that. You can't keep it over here also. That's annoying, that's very annoying. You have a dead button over here, and then yeah, here it's a, oh, don't mind that. Here you have a secret space kind of to keep, I don't know, your tickets or something. That's about it. And then coming over to the gear level, so yeah, it's a 5-speed manual with a reverse, so very simple, no automatics. Here you have a kind of a cup holder, I'm not sure what that is, but it's pretty small, handbrake over here. And then coming to the practicality, you have a glove box over here, and I have to say, the glove box is puny. It is so small. It opens kind of huge, but it's so small in the interior, I don't know. Then coming over to the AC vents, even they are shaped, you know, round like a Ferrari or something. If you want to prevent something from sliding, you can keep it over there. And then coming over here to the door panels, what I love about these doors are, even being such a cheap car, like, and by cheap I mean affordables, even being such an affordable car, they managed to put some money on this squidgy material. So you have this whole panel over here, it's made of this squidgy material. I really appreciate Hyundai for that, because we have reviewed the cars which I reviewed till now, they never had this. It's all full plastic, but this one they put the squidgy material. Really appreciate Hyundai. The door handles are not bad, good. No power windows, no power window controls, so it's this you know, the plain thing. And then here you have some storage space. You don't have a vanity mirror, that's weird. You have a big rear view mirror over here, you have a light over here. Yeah, and then yeah, that's about the front. Let's get on with the back seats. I have to say this, the back seats are placed little higher than the front seats, so because of that you may hit your head on the roof. Just look at me, you coming like this, you may hit it here. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, it's very annoying. Okay, I'm not closing the door because it's scorching hot. Anyway, coming to the headroom, so the headroom's good, but a person over 6 foot may find it difficult to sit over here if they're resting on the headrest, because then you have this sloping kind of effect. It ruins the headspace. And then coming to the legroom, knee room is good, it's adequate. Legroom is very nice, you can stretch out, but overall, yeah, the back is comfortable, like it's adequate for 5 people. As you see, you don't have a big hump over here, it's just little more than the city, but yeah, you can squeeze a third guy over here, so it is a proper 5-seater. Knee room's good. Legroom is, yeah, if they allow you to give legroom, then you have good legroom. Headroom over here is actually better than the one on the side. That's funny, but okay. Coming to the practicality, the back. Practical back, you don't have you know, any door bins or anything. You have door pockets instead, and they are huge. They open wide. They are easy to open. Huge door pockets. And then again, you have the squidgy material. This whole panel is made of that material. You have the grab handles over here, so you don't get headrest for the middle guy over here. So you have 4 adjustable headrests, and you don't get that luxury armrest thing which you got in the city or anything like that. You don't have that over here. That was about the back. Let's get on the boot right now. Now again, to open the boot, you need the key, as I've said before. You put this over there and then you twist it to the right and then you have to pull it. And yeah, this can be a little hard because the boot is very, very heavy. And don't mind those noises, that's are old. So you get 235 liters of boot space. You can fold the rear seats also. That's it. You can just fold it off. I have to say, you don't get an even floor like other cars, like the XUV 500 or something like that. But it's not relatively even. Also, it's very bumpy. You have a even floor over here, and here you have a kind of elevation, and it's it's an incline kind of thing. So anything's going to slide out beneath this. You have a spare wheel, which is nice. You have space for a spare wheel, nice. And then putting the seats back. Yeah, and that was about the boot. Let's get on with the engine. Open the engine, same thing. You have a lever in the driver's footwell. You just pull that. As you can see, there is no insulation. It's complete metal, no insulation. It's old, so I'll forgive it for this time. And then here is the engine. So what do you get here? So what you get here is a 1 liter naturally aspirated inline 4, which produces 55 horsepower and 82 Newton meters of torque, which is low, I get it, but it's a family hatchback. What else can you expect? And it's pretty old also. Decent, I would say, for the Santro. Now, coming to the final verdict of the car, what do we think of the Santro? So I personally think around the time when it was launched, it was a huge success. So straight away I'm telling you, this is a huge icon in India. So, many hatchbacks came in that period in the year 2000, 2001, but nothing was like this. Because those hatchbacks were like the Maruti Suzuki Zen, that was the Alto 800, the first generation. Those were not, the thing was that they were not as reliable as Hyundai made the Santro. So if you own one now, you have a good piece of vintageness. That's what we think of the car. Let us know what you think about the car in the comments below. Anyways, thanks for watching. Tune in every Friday at 11 AM. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.